A united Africa was all he wanted for the greater good of its people. His name is Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah is a pivotal figure in African history, particularly known for leading Ghana, which was formerly the Gold Coast, to independence from British colonial rule and, subsequently serving as its first prime minister and later president. Here are key highlights about his life and legacy. Early life and education, date and place of birth. September 21, 1909, in Nkrumah, Gold Coast. Nkrumah was educated in missionary schools before traveling abroad for higher education. He studied in the United States at Lincoln University and the University of Pennsylvania, where he was influenced by Pan-Africanist thinkers such as Marcus Garvey and Webb Du Bois. He later moved to London and became active in political groups. Political career and independence movement. He returned to the Gold Coast in 1947 to become the UGCC's General Secretary. He split from the UGCC to form the Convention People's Party, or CPP, in 1949, with the slogan, "Self-Government Now." He led the Positive Action Campaign in 1950, which involved mass protests and civil disobedience, demanding independence. Nkrumah was arrested, but his popularity soared, resulting in a landslide CPP victory in the 1951 elections. He was released and subsequently appointed leader of government business before becoming prime minister. He advocated for Pan-Africanism, founding the Organization of African Unity, which is now known as the African Union. Nkrumah generally adopted a non-aligned Marxist perspective on economics, believing that capitalism would have harmful effects that would persist in Africa for a long time. While he sought to distance himself from the African socialism espoused by many of his contemporaries, Nkrumah maintained that socialism was the system best suited to address the changes brought about by capitalism, all while respecting African values. He discusses these issues and his political philosophy in a 1967 essay titled "African Socialism Revisited." Ghana's independence. On March 6, 1957, under Nkrumah's leadership, Ghana became the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence. Kwame Nkrumah declared that Ghana's independence was meaningless unless it was linked to the total liberation of Africa. In 1960, Ghana became a republic, and Nkrumah became its first president. Nkrumah pursued ambitious industrial and infrastructure projects like the Adomi Bridge and the Akosombo Dam to modernize Ghana and boost its economy. He also initiated the Ghana Nuclear Reactor Project in 1961, established the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission in 1963, and in 1964, he laid the first stone for the construction of an atomic energy facility. Nkrumah promoted socialist policies, education reform, and modernization. Over his lifetime, Nkrumah was awarded honorary doctorates by many universities, including Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, Moscow State University in the former Soviet Union, Cairo University in Egypt, Jagiellonian University in Poland, and Humboldt University in what was then East Germany. In the year 2000, he was voted African Man of the Millennium by listeners to the BBC World Service. He was described by the BBC as a hero of independence and, as an international symbol of freedom, as the leader of the first black African country to shake off the chains of colonial rule. Nkrumah also became a symbol of black liberation in the United States, when, back in 1958, the Harlem Lawyers Association held an event in Nkrumah's honor. Diplomat Ralph Bunche said the following: "We salute you, Kwame Nkrumah, not only because you are Prime Minister of Ghana, although this is cause enough. We salute you because you are a true and living representation of our hopes and ideals, of the determination we have to be accepted fully as equal beings, of the pride we have held and nurtured in our African origin, of the freedom of which we know we are capable, of the freedom in which we believe, of the dignity imperative to our stature as men." After his overthrow, Nkrumah went into exile in Guinea for several years, where he contributed to Guinea's development and became a co-president. Interestingly, one of Guinea's currencies even bore his picture. In September 2009, President John Atta Mills declared 21st September, the 100th anniversary of Kwame Nkrumah's birth, to be Founders' Day. a statutory holiday in Ghana to celebrate the legacy of Kwame Nkrumah. Then, in April 2019, President Akufo-Addo approved the Public Holidays Amendment Act 2019, which changed 21st September from Founders' Day to Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. Some historians, mostly those from the United Party tradition, suggest that his presidency became increasingly authoritarian, with a supposed one-party state agenda and a personality cult. In 1966, while on a trip to China and North Vietnam, Nkrumah's government was overthrown in a military coup. This military coup was bound to happen because, according to intelligence documents released by the United States Department of State's Office of the Historian, Nkrumah was doing more to undermine U.S. government interests than any other black African. Until next time, keep exploring history. It's closer than you think. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more powerful stories from African history. What moment in Nkrumah's history inspired you most? Drop a comment below.